I don't, I'm baffled by this whole discussion about emanating from people. And by the way, these are some of the same people who are upset that Macron and all his Macronies, what I like to call, are threatening to stand up at the UN and threaten, to declare a fictional country, to declare it, to recognize it, to it doesn't exist. It doesn't exist physically, and it doesn't exist. It never existed. It doesn't exist physically. It doesn't exist on paper. And it's astounding to me because there's all these people in the so-called, Israel advocacy world that are upset about that, right? But they are also upset about if a group of Jews get up like they did today or yesterday, I don't remember, I don't know when it was, and walk from Sderot to the border of Gaza, demanding that we have to take back Gaza. We have to return to Gaza. And I'm astounded by that because I'm astounded by the fact that the people literally refuse to recognize this one simple thing. We got October 7th because we pulled, not we, the Israeli government in 2005 pulled Jews out of their homes, 9,000 Jews out of their homes in Gush Katif, in Gaza. They did this after a slew of terror attacks that happened in Israel. So let's get this straight. Like, let's look at the chronology here. The Israeli government, after seeing the Sparrow Pizzeria get exploded in Jerusalem, after seeing a club called the Dolphinarium get exploded in Tel Aviv, after seeing a bunch of different attacks, both in Judea and Samaria and what we call Israel proper, right? When was the second Intifada happen? When did it start? I think 2000, 2001.
When did it end?
I'm just saying, I'm curious when it started. Yeah, it started in the year 2000, right after, this is after Ehud Barak offered, Arafat 99% of the West Bank, of Judea and Samaria, and then we were even considering giving back the Golan. And then Arafat declared a intifada, so basically 5 years after the start of the second intifada, Israel thought the prime minister of Israel, Ariel Sharon, either thought or was blackmailed into thinking, along with George W. Bush, along with the U.S. State Department, along with all these other people, and a bunch of Knesset members in Israel, that pulling Jews out of their homes in Gaza would be productive, would lead to peace. So all we got was 18 years of rockets, where that same government, in different cast of characters, incarnations, were happy to just Iron Dome their way out of this, or I don't know, perpetuate this, whatever this was, via Iron Dome, right? Just like having citizens live in terror, like running, having 15 seconds, 30 seconds to run to a shelter. And then the whole thing crescendoed, this whole thing that I just described to you, that started in the year, I mean, it started way back, but like, let's just say the processes of the modern, whatever this was, started in 1999 slash 2000, was a calamitous event happened in 2005. By the way, happened on Tisha B'Av, which we'll talk about, the pull out of the Jews in Gaza, and then crescendoed in October 7th. And then after that, before we even moved the muscle, they called us, what is it called? Murderers. Before we even moved the muscle, it took like 3 weeks for us to even move a muscle because we were debating how should we move a muscle and what should we even move a muscle. And the past 2 years has been this like whatever combination of like battling. I don't know, whatever. We've seen what's going on, the hell that's gone on for the past 2 years. Even though there's a lot of miracles and the whole Iran thing and the whole beepers thing and the whole all these other things. And there's people that are like, well, maybe we should give Gaza, let a combination of the EU and the UN and like Egypt and UAE and like somebody, some combination of orcs administer Gaza. In the words of uh, Eddie Murphy, you must be out your goddamn mind. You must be out your god. Forget about even religion and right wing, left wing settlers, Torah, the Rebbe. Just normalcy of human understanding of normalcy and self preservation in a strategic way. I'm going to say this in Russian. Вы что, ебанутые, что ли? Part of my language. Are you guys fucked in the head? Take it back, administer the shit, drown the freaking tunnels, and live. As my grandmother likes to say, живите себе. Just live, dude. After this whole hell that I just described to you for the last 25 years. I mean, it goes back way further. There's a whole, history before. But let's say it's, the process that we can see in real time that we saw. Dude, I remember I was 24 years old. My dad came home from shul. He's wearing an orange, the wristbands. They're handing it out in every Chabad at the time. I'm like, what is that? He's like, it's for Gush Katif. I'm like, what's that? He's like, well, they're pulling Jews out of their homes in Gaza. At the time, I thought it was like, I looked into it. I was like, maybe that's a good idea because whatever, the army has to protect them. So, and then I thought about, like, yeah, you know what? Yeah, the army should protect them. They should live there and the army should continue to protect them. Yes, we should do everything freaking possible for the army to protect them. And then I was shocked to find out it was Ariel Sharon.